obviously.
Very well, how are you? Good.
Start with you, Leanne. We finally seem to be getting a bit of a run of games now after kind of a bit of stop start since the split. How are you feeling about having kind of a nice little run until the end of April now with kind of consistent games?
Yeah, it's been a busy period. Obviously with the international break right at the start of the split as well, it then becomes difficult. We lose a lot of our players that have gone off on their travels, and we're still just getting them back in just now. So preparations are difficult as well for the game on Sunday. But yeah, as you say, it's nice to now have that time to focus with the team on the games that are coming up. But again, another difficult one with a 3-game week coming off an international break. So I really do think that's something that we need to keep looking at and trying to address as much as possible, that we can look after the welfare of the players.
Yeah, how do you see that being managed better?
It's very difficult. We've got a lot of games to fit into a short space of time, so that's up to the league to sit down and have a look at that, along with the other governing bodies of the game, to now really look to find a structure that works for every league, so that the players are in the best condition to play in the games. Because the more injuries that we have, or the more that we break the players down, then we lose the quality in the games. And I think that's the most important thing, that the players are fresh and able to give everything in every single game that they play.
Yeah, well, Fiona was talking to her pre-match from Scotland game about the kind of ACL issue, and kind of governing bodies potentially maybe doing more in that respect. Do you think a lot of that does come down to this fixture congestion that we're seeing in players having to play so many games in such a short space of time?
Well, I'm not an expert, and I don't think there's enough research that's been done, so I think it's something that we need to look into a lot more. But it must be playing some sort of part, because we're expecting players to play at such a high level consistently, and repeatedly in a short space of time, that it must be having an effect. But where possible, we just need to look at how we can keep helping the players to be in the best condition that they can be in, so helping them to recover, making sure that we're training appropriately in between the matches, and being prepared as best as possible when the games come.
And how is the squad looking ahead?
Again, as I said, we've not got everybody back yet from international, so we're still waiting on Michaela Moore returning from New Zealand. So that gives us a short period of time to work with her. We only got most of the girls back today. This was our first session back in with the team. The Scotland ones were in yesterday, which was good to get them a bit of recovery and analysis ahead of the game as well. So there is things that we can do even if they're not on the training pitch. So it's been nice to have that extra day with some of the returning players, that gives us a wee bit extra time to prepare for the game. But all in all, it's just about getting the players in the best condition after coming back from the international travels, and the ones that have been here, and we'll be ready for the game on Sunday with the strongest squad that we can have.
What are you expecting from the teams?
A very difficult game. They're at the top of the league for a reason. They're playing very well. Joe's got them really organised in and out of possession. They're really structured in terms of what they want to do in the game. So we've done our homework and tried to prepare as best as we can. But they're a threat all over the pitch, and we know that, and we're prepared for that. But we're expecting hopefully a nice, exciting game for the neutrals. But yeah, a difficult one.
Just on you, you obviously withdrew from the Scotland squad. How are you feeling fitness-wise?
Yeah, obviously I was disappointed to have to withdraw from that. Something that I've worked hard to be back involved. But yeah, the gist of it was I wasn't fit and able to go, and that's a disappointment for me. But yeah, I'm working with our medical team, and I'll continue to do so for the rest of this week before the game. We'll see.
This was the one thing about not having to play international because you've got a little bit of extra time to focus on getting yourself back to full fitness.
Yeah, well, obviously, first and foremost, I was selected. I wanted to go. I wanted to be there, and yeah, disappointed not to go. But like you say, it gives me extra time that week where we don't have a game, where you can work on certain things with the medical team and sports science team, and yeah, it's allowed me a little bit more time.
What's the dressing room been like leading into this weekend?
It's good. It's a great dressing room. It's one that I'm incredibly proud to be part of. We've got experience, we've got youth, we've got a great mix, and we've been through it before. We've got that resilience. We've we've experienced that last year. So yeah, on our part, we're very focused at the task ahead, and we know what we have to do. But yeah, we're looking forward to going into Sunday.
It's obviously shaping up once again to be a very tight race at the top. How's that as a player to be a part of? Is it exciting for you? Does it make you a little bit more nervous going into every game?
It is exciting. I think we saw last year how difficult the split was, how points changed hands very quickly, positions changed. But yeah, it's exciting. I think as a player, you work so hard throughout the course of the year as a group, and these are the games that we want to be involved in at Glasgow City. We want to be challenging, we want to be competing, and that's the main thing for us. And like I say, we've got the depth, we've got the talent, and we certainly believe that we're in this title race. And for me, that goes into Sunday.
And in terms of, I suppose, drawing more attention to the league as well, that can only be a good thing too.
Yeah, it is. We're obviously trying to grow the game. I think we're doing good things within Scotland and within the league, and we saw the interest that was certainly in it towards the end of last season, and I think that's kicked on again this year. Thank you.
Leanne, I think every game is really big throughout the season, but when you come into the split, it feels like you have big games back to back. In terms of the fact that they started already now going into the game against Rangers, like, let me think of the question here until it's gone off my head. In terms of the fact that we're playing big games on such a weekly basis, how invigorating is that for the team? Because every game you've got to be 100% at it.
Yeah, and that's what the players want. They want to be competing at the top end of the table and for games to matter. So when you get to this stage of the season, there's very little margin for error. There's so much at stake within every single game, and that's what the players love. They thrive on that in terms of trying to be at their best and trying to produce something that's going to go and win the game. So yeah, we've got a team over there that are fully focused and ready for the game on Sunday especially.
Both of you have been involved in the league before the split was involved, which came in last year, which has been a change in terms of the excitement for the league, which was touched on previously. But how does it differ for you with the split coming in over the past few years? Just a question in both of you.
The amount of games increases, which brings its own problems, as we've discussed already. But in terms of when the split comes around, it's obviously a challenge to get yourself there first and foremost. But once that does come around and you're playing those big games every single week or every other day, as is the case just now, that's what you want. You want the competition and you want the games to matter. So for me, I think it's a good thing that we do have such a competitive league. It's bringing a lot of attention from outside. And yeah, I think that the excitement from last season, if we can replicate that again this season, it can only add to the product that we delivered for everyone last season.
Just to echo what Leanne said, I think the games are thick and fast. As a player, it's about being professional, ready, recovering, trying to hit the best form you can each and every game, and that's exciting. I think as a team to challenge each other each day and go into these games full focused and ready to go. I think it's an exciting challenge.
I think looking at last season as well, I remember the game when pre-scored beats up like 1-0, and the main message from that was a long way to go in the season. Slightly different this year. We may be chasing as opposed to being ahead, but how important is that message that the season is long and still another 8 games to go?
Yeah, nothing's changed really from last season. I know our position's different, but like I said before, the split can throw up so many different things, and the message stays the same. For me, it's just about being focused at the task ahead, sticking together as a group, and we'll see.
Leanne, how important is that togetherness in the team? There's a lot of players that have played together for a long time, but there's players here who've been here quite a few years now and know exactly what it takes to win a league. How important is the togetherness towards the end of the season within the squad?
It's massive, and I think you saw that last season. That's what got us over the line in terms of having that attitude that we were never going to give up. We were always going to fight until we got there in the end. We got ourselves through some difficult times, difficult moments within the split, and I think we're all the better for that experience, albeit that we're in a different situation this season. But I've discussed that already in terms of there maybe being a little less pressure on us this season because we're the chasing team rather than being that team that's out in front. So it's interesting to see just how that differs from last season, but our focus remains the same. We just 100% concentrate on our games, because if we don't win our games, whatever happens elsewhere has no impact for us. So 100% focus on us, and then if something happens out with that we can take advantage of, then all the better.